Kathy walks in the room with a huge smile on her face. She's carrying balloons and a gift bag in her hand. She says, "Hey son, I see you survived that bullet to the chest. You've always been a strong man physically, mentally is another thing though. You've always been weak for a piece of pussy." Kathy looks at me and says, "Hello Melissa, it's nice seeing you. Despite our last conversation, I see you're treating my son well." I say, "Are you bipolar or something, Kathy? How the fuck are you going to walk up in here like everything is good? Where's my niece?" Kathy gives me this weird smile and says, "Come in here, Tamara. I got somebody I want you to meet." Tamara walks in the room and she's a split image of Tamar when she was a child. Tamara had such long pretty hair with beautiful eyes. I'm not convinced that Brian is her father just yet. I say, "Hey Tamara, I'm your Aunt Melissa, can I get a hug?" Tamara looks at me then looks at Kathy. Kathy says, "Go ahead Tamara, it's okay." Tamara comes over and gives me a hug. Kathy looks at Brian and says, "You know all of this is your fault, right? Why did you betray me, Brian? Why didn't you tell me that you were fucking Tamar and had gotten her pregnant? All of this shit could have gotten handled back then, Brian. You made this shit bigger than it had to be. Then you decide to vanish and get married to Tamar's sister? What the fuck were you thinking, Brian?" Brian says, "How did you find about everything?" Kathy says, "Come on now Brian, I'm your mother and I know when something is wrong with you. When I first saw Tamara I had a connection with her. Tamara has the same birthmark as you on her right leg, that's what gave it away. It was more obvious when you disappeared." Kathy says, "Look, I'm not here to fight anyone. I've actually come here to resolve this situation with a deal." Brian says, "A deal, Mom? How the hell do you expect me to trust you after you just tried to kill me?" Kathy says, "Brian, I didn't want to make that call, but you were being too damn messy. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt if you claim you didn't know Tamar and Melissa were sisters. I still find that hard to believe though, Brian. I have a simple solution to make this situation right." I say, "What's that solution, Kathy?" Kathy says, "I'm willing to give up all my rights and give Tamara into your custody." What's the catch, Kathy? I know you want something out of it. Kathy looks at me and says, "The catch is that Melissa can't testify in court against Tamar. Without Melissa's testimony, Tamar will be set free. So do we have a deal or not?" To be continued.